Hi, my name's Dennis Berardi. My wife Carol and I are the co-founders of Life Abundance. And what I'd like to do today is I'm going to tell you why I fell in love with network marketing. You see, I was in the music business for 30 years. I started out as a professional drummer. I had a chain of retail stores, and then I started a company called Kramer Guitars. It actually became the number one guitar company in the world. We had endorsees like Eddie Van Halen, Motley Crue, John Bon Jovi, every major group in the 80s practically played Kramer guitars. Then I started a management company. I brought the first Russian band over here called Gorky Park. I got a major record deal with Polygram. After the album was done, though, I said to myself, what am I going to do with this band now? So all of a sudden, I came up with an idea. I said, if Gorky Park could invite major groups like Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, the Scorpions, so on and so on, I said, and do a peace festival in Russia, I said it could be absolutely incredible. You know what? We pulled it off. It was absolutely incredible. We had 80,000 kids in the stadium. We had it televised in 59 different countries. Hundreds of millions of people watched it live. It was absolutely incredible. We had Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, the Scorpions, Skid Row, other major bands playing. And the stadium that we were in was built in 1980 for the Olympics. And you know what? They actually lit the Olympic torch for us. You know what? Let's get back to Kramer, though. I was having major problems in Kramer because I built a guitar that nobody else built before, and it was a problem. So all of a sudden, I was pretty stressed out. And a friend of mine, John, comes into the office one day and he says, Dennis, he says, you look terrible. What's going on? I said, let me tell you something, John. If you were losing the money that I'm losing right now, I said, and the problems I have right now, you'd be stressed out also. He says, well, I have a product that could really help you. I said, what is it? He said, the Cambridge diet. So I said, give me some. So I got on the product. After about a month, I felt really good. I said, I lost 10 pounds. I was less stressed out. I said, this product is incredible. So all of a sudden, John comes back into the office and he says, Dennis, he says, you look so much better. I said, you know something, John, I really feel a lot better. He says, well, I could sell you some more retail. He says, but you could become an independent rep and start your own little business and you could buy it wholesale. I said, John, I said, are you kidding me? I'm going to start my own little business right now with all the headaches I have. The last thing I need right now is a new business, I said, but you know what? I'm going to sign up and I'm going to help my friends and relatives with this product, just like it helped me. So I didn't know anything back then about network marketing. All I did was I signed up and I went out and I just told my friends and relatives about the product. Worked probably 2 to 3 hours a week. After a year, I'm making some nice money from Cambridge. All of a sudden, I start looking at Kramer. And I said, wait a minute, I have all these problems in just traditional business, problems with the employees, problems with inventory, problems with shipping, problems with this, problems with that. I said, this was absolutely incredible. And then all of a sudden, I look at Cambridge, and all I had to do was tell people about a product that I was really passionate about and help them become healthier, or else start a nice little business like myself. So all of a sudden, I got out of the music business, and Carol and I got into network marketing because we end up loving it so much. All of a sudden, we got with companies. And one of the major problems with companies in this industry was that when they become popular, the owners forget about the distributors. So the last company we were in, the products were absolutely incredible. And Carol and I always led with the product. We believe if you have great products, you'll have a great company. And we were doing really, really good with this company. And all of a sudden, a year later, this owner brings in this consultant, didn't know anything about network marketing. He was a fraud. And Carol and I are at this meeting sitting in the back, and he gets up on stage saying, you see these cuff rings? They're $5,000. You see these shoes? These are $1,000 shoes. You see this suit? This suit was tailor made for me. It's $1,000 suit. People don't care about products. All they care about is money. Carol and I are in the back going, what the heck is going on? People don't care about the product? That is completely against what Carol and I are all about. So all of a sudden, about 2 months later, Carol and I stopped believing in the company. And in this industry, when you stop believing in a company, you can't bring people in anymore. All of a sudden, I said to the owner, "You're going to be out of business within 6 months." 3 months later, the company was out of business. Now, Carol and I are saying, what are we going to do with ourselves? We don't want to get into another company. We want to start our own company. So all of a sudden, we came across a newspaper ad saying that pets could be living to 23 years old. We said, what the heck? What the heck? So we read the article, and what happened was the food they were feeding their pets were killing them. So all of a sudden, Carol and I looked at each other and said, my God, if we could make a food that's better than this to help pets really stay healthy and maybe live to 23 years old, this could be absolutely incredible. So we start talking to people, and we went out and talking to people with dogs. We go up to somebody with a dog and all of a sudden say, wow, what a beautiful dog you have. Huh, if we had a product that could really help that dog stay healthy, would you be interested? Everybody wanted to talk to us. It was absolutely incredible. They start showing us pictures of the dog and so on and so on. So Carol and I said to ourselves, my God, could you have imagine having a network marketing company that people wanted to talk to you because they were so passionate about their pets and they wanted to make them healthier, and everybody talked to you. So because in other network marketing companies, when you have vitamins and diet products, a lot of people don't even want to talk to you about it. But because people are so passionate about their pets, they'll talk to you all day long. And that's realistically how Life Abundance started. And one thing we said when we started this company, first of all, we wanted to make products the best products ever in the industry. We would never, ever make a cheap product. The second thing was never forget about the distributors. And that's what we have done. We are 26 years old. We are a solid company, and our independent field reps love this company. And because people are passionate about their pets, they just stay with us forever. I mean, the auto-ship program is absolutely unreal because you know exactly how much food that your dog or cat eats every single month. So you go on auto ship and you stay on the product. We have people on auto ship for years and years and years because they stay on the product, they get the product, and they love it. So, in other words, we have an incredible opportunity for you here. So, what I'd like you to really do is talk to the person who told you to watch this video and then make a decision if this is the company for you. And hopefully it will be, and you'll become part of the Life Abundance family. Thank you.